Hello everyone. Today, we're going to discuss some rather surprising information regarding an upcoming character. As always, all of the information we'll be covering comes from credible sources. Okay, in the previous video, we took a comprehensive look at the changes made to Robin Summer and Aventurin Wave Flare in Beta 4.5 v5. What do you think about their performance so far? If you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend checking it out first. This time, we're going to discuss some interesting information regarding upcoming versions. However, before we get into the main topic, there's one new piece of information about Pearl that we need to talk about first. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. The information I'm referring to is about Pearl's element. Yes, you heard that correctly, Pearl's element. Previously, based on several leaks we've discussed before, Sakura Haven mentioned that Pearl would have the wind element. Another source, Uncle Y, also stated the same thing. However, a brief update regarding Pearl came from HSR Italia, who shared a screenshot from a CN user on Bilibili. The main point of the post was that there are now indications that the previously rumored wind element for Pearl may not actually be accurate. This means that other possibilities, such as physical, fire, quantum, or even isolation, are now back on the table. Fortunately, we won't have to wait too long to find out the truth, because Pearl's drip marketing is scheduled to arrive this coming Tuesday. Now, let's move on to the main topic, several interesting leaks covering versions 4.6 through 5.2. This information comes from a rather interesting source, a Russian leaker named starrail, who has nearly 5,000 followers. However, the original source of this information is reportedly someone named Firefly. And I'm sure many of you may have never heard of this source before. Even starrail themselves stated that this information is still questionable, meaning it could potentially change or even turn out to be inaccurate. So, don't immediately take everything here as fact. For now, let's simply treat it as information worth keeping an eye on. The original information was written in Russian, but that's not a problem because I've already translated it into English. With that said, let's start with version 4.6. According to the post, in version 4.6, the 5-star character shop will be updated with 2 new characters, Jade and Lingsha. Both characters will reportedly become available as new options that players can exchange for through the shop. Jade is a Quantum Erudition sub-DPS who has been in the game for quite some time, but her position in the current meta has started to fall behind. One of the main reasons is that the DPS characters who synergize best with her are no longer as relevant in the current meta, while newer sub-DPS and support characters offer significantly more value. As for Lingsha, while she may not stand out as much as some of the current top-tier sustains, she still has considerable value, particularly in Firefly Super Break teams. What's interesting about adding these 2 characters to the character shop is the possibility that we could receive another Golden Companion Spirit for free. Based on what we've seen previously, whenever a new character is added to the character shop, Hoyoverse usually also gives every player 1 Golden Companion Spirit, which can be exchanged for one of the characters available in the shop. That means we could potentially get 1 free 5-star character in version 4.6. Of course, this is assuming the information turns out to be accurate. Now let's move on to version 4.7, which is equally interesting. According to the post, the regular buffs for older characters, which we usually refer to as Nova Flare, may have been delayed, with their release schedule reportedly being pushed back to version 5.x. This is quite surprising for players who have been waiting for the next Nova Flare updates. However, paid buffs, or DLC weapons, which can enhance a character's kit through a paid item, are reportedly still on schedule for version 4.7. So, there supposedly won't be any changes to the release schedule for DLC weapons. Additionally, the post claims that Acheron will apparently not receive an SP version, and will instead only receive a DLC weapon. And honestly, this could make some sense. Acheron is already rumored to receive a significant upgrade through her DLC weapon in version 4.7, which is only one version before version 5.x. After version 4.7, we are also rumored to be getting a special patch for the HSR-XZZZ collaboration. So, it would be somewhat strange for Acheron to receive a major upgrade at the end of the 4.x cycle, only to receive another SP version immediately afterward in version 5.x. Now, the third and final piece of information is arguably the most interesting, and also the most surprising, part of the entire post. According to the information, version 5.2 will introduce a very surprising playable character, Martial Hua. If this turns out to be true, it would be extremely exciting news, especially for veteran Honkai Impact 3rd players who are already familiar with this character. According to the information on the HSR wiki, the character Martial Hua is likely a reference to Fu Hua from Honkai Impact 3rd, as they share the same Chinese character in their names. In the lore of Honkai Star Rail, Martial Hua is the leader of the 7 Arbiter Generals of the Cloud Knights, who are part of the Xianzhou Alliance. She is also an emanator of the hunt. If Martial Hua really does become playable in version 5.2, we can already draw a few interesting conclusions. First, she would become the first playable emanator of the hunt, similar to how Acheron, the Herta, and other emanators have already become playable characters. Second, considering her extremely high status as an emanator, there's a very strong possibility that Martial Hua would be released as a main push character in that version. She could even potentially be the anniversary character. However, the information regarding Martial Hua immediately received a response from another source, SB Leaks. In their post, SB Leaks specifically stated that the third point of this information is fake. So, the information regarding Martial Hua remains highly uncertain. But again, even Lixi-Rels themselves stated that the information is still questionable. So, for now, definitely take this information with a grain of salt. What do you think about all of this information? Are you excited about the possibility of Jade and Lingsha being added to the character shop? And what do you think about the possibility of Martial Hua becoming playable in version 5.2? Be sure to share your thoughts, opinions, and speculation in the comments below. And with that, we've reached the end of today's discussion. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow Honkai Star Rail players so they don't miss out on the latest information. Your support through likes and subscribes means a lot to the growth of this channel and allows me to continue creating informative content in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next discussion.